Greetings and welcome. It's Wednesday, week 2, and throughout the term, I like to just pause and particularly sort of have a reflection on Wednesday of where we are and where we're going. And I often do that with the webcam because I like to just show that I'm a real person and share. And one of my goals in teaching online is to take the distance out of distance learning. And I think it's helpful to see a real person, and sometimes it's helpful to kind of hear what someone thinks about what's going on. So, first, what I think is going on is some blockbuster enthusiasm and positive attitudes that had uh, been very evident in the posting and in the week 1 writing assignment, the notes, and in some of the emails and texts that I've received from you. And I encourage and welcome and look forward to hearing from you. I had a student who just sent me her journal and said, I'm not sure I'm on track. Um, can you help? And she sent a part of the journal, and I was delighted. That's what I'm here for. I mean, that's what I do. So, I read through and she was on the right track, but I gave her some suggestions, and hopefully, it will strengthen it and earn her a few more points and give some confidence about the assignment, the week 2 journal. And I want to just speak briefly about that week 2 journal and what it's asking. It's addressing 3 questions. First, who's your audience, and describe what they would benefit from reading it. Um, I want you to try to broaden your thought about who the audience is. It's not necessarily just, the instructor or your fellow students. I mean, literally, that's who will read it. But the idea of focusing on an audience or defining the audience is to um, give you some tone and direction. So if your chosen essay is Broxma some lessons from the factory, from the assembly line, and you choose an audience that maybe is someone who is working in hard labor and it is not ready to make the decision to go to college. That would give you a very different kind of essay than just writing to me. So you want to think about what is the message you took from the reading, and what would you like that text, that article, if it's a jumping off point to make a point that you believe in, whether it's to disagree or agree, who would you address? So there's a little bit about audience. In the second, it asks about why is analysis important? How will it help? We're not asking for it's not asking for specifics on, well, he said working 16 hours a day with little pay is no. It's more of a theoretical question. What do you look for? Examples, descriptions, comparisons. Is what can analysis do? It can give new perspective. It can, um, you know, broaden your vision. It can make you think of things you hadn't thought of. It can change minds. It can, think about the analysis, the act of doing this. And then finally, the last question asks um, if you'll provide additional context, if you're for it or against it. It's just kind of, it's asking where you stand on the issue and whether um, what you will use, what's your approach. I'm going to relate to the text specifically and show very very methodically how I agree that neutering gender in language is silly. And yeah, I will use some personal examples. I will talk about language in general. It is not asking for specifics, but it's asking about the tools that you have to look at these pieces. Now, I know that's a little, it's a little bumpy, and in some ways, the questions, you can overthink them. So try to just relax. If you have questions, contact me. It's kind of a little more intense Wednesday reflection than I often give. I like to kind of relax into it, but I'm just uh, kind of caught on the gap between what these journal questions are asking and the clarity and the need for understanding and confidence in approaching them. There's no real wrong way. So I like to keep it short. Over 5 minutes is too much, and I'm way beyond that. I'll just say, everyone have a great week. Keep in touch. All's going to be well. Just one more step forward. There's no wrong answers here. There's just learning, and keep learning. You do great. I look forward to it. Take care.